proper scrambled eggs, perfectly cooked bacon. We're just gonna bring it back down to ground level and make proper scrambled eggs and perfectly cooked bacon. We're basically just going over the most basic breakfast you can make. We're just gonna take the simple ingredients. We just have eggs, we just have bacon, and we have some toast. Some butter, of course. And you know me, I like to make it look nice. We don't have to overcomplicate things. We're talking about eggs. We're just gonna take simple ingredients and cook them well. First, let's get the bacon into the oven. So obviously bacon has a lot of fat and then meat. Those two things don't really cook at the same temperature. So cooking them on a pan or anything like that, cooking them on high heat, this meat's gonna cook way before the fat melts and renders. So what I like to do is I take my strips, line them up. Make sure the thin ones stay in the middle of the baking sheet. Things cook quicker and harder on the rims of the baking sheet, I found at least. So I like to keep thinner pieces in the middle, like this one. So basically what you're gonna do now is, this is all cold, pan's cold. I'm gonna stick it into a cold oven. And I wanna bring it up to temperature slowly. I want the temperature at 375. As the temperature slowly gets to 375, all of this fat is going to render out and crisp up nicely around the same time that the meat crisps up. So that's why I like this method. And it's easy, there's no splatter. You pop it in the oven, you forget about it, do what else you have to do. That should take 20 to 30 minutes. So I don't know if you can see, we got some pieces that are a little lighter in the center, like I told you, and then some of these pieces towards the end that are more cooked. So I want to do like a switcheroo. I'm going to switch the more cooked, more browned pieces to the middle, and to the middle pieces to the end, and I'm going to flip them all. Back in, we may flip it another time depending on it. Right now it's not about like a temperature or anything, it's how browned, how crisp, how rendered is the fat. And that's gonna determine when it's done for me. What I did is I didn't flip them, I just kind of took the pieces that are less done and moved them towards the edges, while the pieces that are almost perfect, I'm keeping in the center. Back in for a few more minutes. Oh, these guys in the middle, they're done. These guys are still not done, they're just like a little fatter. Give them a quick flip and then throw them back in for another few minutes. Now we're ready. If you're this kind of person, you can save the bacon fat. You can cook with it, potatoes, make a vinaigrette. It's good to have. Personally, I don't like to cook my eggs in bacon fat. If I was making potatoes, that's where that would go. It's not brittle, you know, it'll bend. It's not so crispy that it's like, you know, eating cardboard. That's how I like my bacon. There's a thin line between perfect and burnt. So I've got 6 eggs. That works for like 2 to 3 people. Just make as many as you need. 3 eggs per person is probably a good sort of ratio to follow when making scrambled eggs or an omelet. And we just kind of want to beat them like a little lightly, not as crazy as we may have done for the French omelet. If a shell pops in, just use the other shell, sort of scrape it out. Don't fuss too much about it. We're going over to the stove with the scrambled eggs, salt, pepper, and some butter, and then that's it. We got breakfast. Medium heat, not too hot, not too low. Trying to cook them gently. Let it sort of set up for a minute and just start pulling these guys into the center. Everything that sets up, you pull it to the center. So I'm gonna lower the heat right now. It's all starting to come together. Now at this point it's a matter of preference. This is cooked, right? So I'm gonna shut the heat off. And then the heat of the pan will finish cooking these to perfection.
Say I hope you're feeling.
See, it's like glistening. It's not dried, there's no browning. It's perfect. It's still, you got like a little bit of egg whites that sort of drape through it, and then perfect bacon. This is breakfast every day. So easy. Another egg lesson in the bucket. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and if you want to make sure that you get these videos whenever I release them, you need to hit the notification bell. You know, that bell. It's a bell over here, right next to the subscribe button. Hit that button. That's the most important button. That's all I got. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.